So this is where we left off at 1.7. Feel free to pause the video if you still haven't gotten the notes from this. And we're going to do the second part. So I'm going to label this as 1.7b. So make sure you watch this in order. If you're clicking on this first, go back and watch the other. So we're going to practice making our own polynomial. We're going to do our own manipulations and then check if it's equal with your calculator. Because you want to make sure that you do this correctly, and I want you to be able to go back, because it's math class, you can always check your work. So we're going to look at this problem. Now, as a reminder, if you cube something, that's the same thing as multiplying by itself 3 times. We already did cubes. So this should make sense. Now from here, we can't just multiply all 3 at the same time. We can only do 2 at a time. So maybe I'll just do these 2 first. And I'm going to do this in a different color. So I'm just going to multiply these. So x, as I distribute, x times x is x squared. And then x times -2 is -2x. And now I need to distribute this. So that's another -2x. And -2 times -2 is +4. Now, right now I can't do anything with this x minus 2. I'm just going to bring it down. So that was a parenthesis, an ugly one, but it's still there. So now what I should do, oops, change colors again, is simplify this. We have x squared, -2x, -2x, that's -4x plus 4. So we still have like terms there. And now, just rewrite this, and now I'll distribute again. So I can distribute this x squared to each term. So that would be x cubed now. X squared times x is x cubed minus 2x squared. Now I'll distribute the -4x to each term. So that's -4x squared plus 8x. Please feel free to pause at any point, because remember, a negative times a negative is positive. 4 times 2 is 8x. And then distribute the 4. So we have plus 4x. And 4 times -2 is -8. Now, you probably want to clean this up, because, well, we can't clean up x cubed, but we do have like terms right here. That's -6x squared. We have like terms here. 8x plus 4x is 12x. And then that -8 we can't do anything with. So here's my hypothesis for you. Is if I did this correctly, I can graph the original function in Desmos. Remember, I'm using Desmos, not using a graphing calculator. And then I'm going to graph my new answer, and we should be looking for something to make sure that they are equal. Okay, so this is where I left off before. I'm going to delete these equations. And let me move my screen over. Just as a reminder, you can just type it right in, put it in parentheses. Those x minus 2 was the original problem. And then here at the bottom of your screen is a keypad. And you can just hit this key, so then you can write to the 3rd power. But we also had, I'm guessing that if I rewrite my answer, x cubed, I already forgot what it was, minus 6x squared, minus 6x, and you just write squared there, plus 12x minus 8. Let me hide my keypad so you can see it, and I can even zoom in. Let me show you how you can zoom in or zoom out. You can just grab and move the screen around. And now what I can do is I can hide one of the equations. So my blue one lands perfectly everywhere on there. So did I do this correctly? Did I multiply this out correctly? Yes. One more thing you can do is you can look at the table. Just as a reminder, it's this little wheel. Click it, grab the table. So these are all of the y values when x is -2, -1, 0. And then you can do the same thing with the other one. And if the tables match up perfectly, then they're equivalent, and we did this correctly. Yay! The crowd goes wild. Ooh, cheer, cheer, cheer. We did it. All right. Now, if this were on a test, and it won't be on the test, but if we did this on a test, you'd want to explain in your own words, you know, the graph lined up, the tables match, you know, things like that. That's what when you provide evidence to show that. So how can we move forward with exercise 4 is we could go ahead and FOIL all of these out. FOIL is the word for distributing. You know, maybe that's how you were taught in Algebra 1, you know, and then distributing here, you have minus 4x, negative times a negative is a positive 24. So I'm not going to check this one because it's definitely wrong. I'm trying to get positive 24, and this is I'm trying to get negative 24, and we got a positive. So this one is not equivalent. See, this one at least will make sense because when you do negative 3 times 4, you'll get negative 24. But maybe what you did in Algebra 1 is you did, you know, x squared plus 8x, and then minus 3x, minus 24. But when you combine the middle terms, 8x minus 3x, that's 5x. Well, that's not right. We wanted 10x. So that one's not right either. So let me slash that one. So this one must be. That's a process of elimination. But I change colors just to show you. It's probably what you did in Algebra 1. X squared plus 12x, and then minus 2x, minus 24. And then when you combine like terms, this is looking good. 12 minus 2 is 10x. Well, let's go to a calculator and verify that that's correct. So what I'm going to do is just pull up Desmos, delete this stuff. We're looking at, you know, x squared plus 10x minus 24. Again, you probably need to zoom out. That's these keys, move it around, make sure you can see the graph. And then over here, just grab a new equation. Just type in the answer that we said it would be, x plus 12, x minus 2. And how do we know that these two are equivalent? Well, if you highlight and unhighlight that green graph, you can see that they lie directly on top of each other. Or pull up the tables. What are we looking for? That all the y values match up perfectly for the given x values. So this was good. This is correct. We did it. Now I do have one more problem just to quickly see if you're figuring this out. There's two ways of doing this. You could probably do the old-fashioned way. Where you could FOIL all of these out, but I'm trying to get you to be a good critical thinker with a graphing calculator or with Desmos. Now, all of these work for like 6x times 2x is 12x squared, 4x times 3x is 12x squared, 2x times 6x is 12x squared. Now, this one is definitely not correct because look at 12x times 2x is 24x squared. So number 4 is definitely wrong. I'm doing the process of elimination to try and help anybody. Now, the rest of them also seem feasible because negative 3 times 8 is negative 24. 3 times negative 8 is still negative 24. 12 times negative 2 is negative 24. So really what these three options that we have left, you would in Algebra 1, you would have been asked to FOIL that out. So distributing, you would have 48x, and then the inside would be minus 6x minus 24. So I guess I didn't put that little thing. When you combine like terms, we're supposed to get negative 23x. Did that work? No. So 1 is not going to work. I'm just going to change colors again. Again, I already told you that you're getting 12x squared, but then we have minus 32x. Now I need to distribute in the middle. Plus 9x minus 24. And is negative 32 plus 9 equal to negative 23? I think it is. Well, let's go to the calculator and double check. So Desmos it is. Let's close out of this, close out of this. And again, just type in the way it looks. All right, you might want to zoom in a little bit just to see what that parabola looks like. I believe it was 4, I already forgot what it was. 4x plus 3. And don't be afraid to go back and forth. I think you can tell I do this quite a bit. And then 3x minus 8. And I'm going to go off to where it says my purple graph and highlight, unhighlight. It looks like it lines up perfectly. So I think we did it right. Option 2 is correct. So you should be ready to work on the assignment now. And this concludes 1.7. And I look forward to seeing you in class or hearing from you in email if you have any questions.